All right, today we're going to go over attaching a harness. This is a Spectra ribbon harness for a solid all setup. So we already have pre-installed here the Spectra harness directly on the tag. I'm going to take the magnet off. This activates the tag, so as soon as that comes off, the tag is now active. So these are basically leather, very thin leather pieces. This is a bigger version of what's on there. They come in different sizes. And this is essentially for the breastplate, and these slide up and down. And so after you get this on the bird, this is where the head goes through here. This is the breast, and then this is going back to the transmitter. So to set this up for deployment, what you're going to do is slide these two pieces together, and you'll slide them apart after it gets on the L. So essentially, this section here is adjusted after it's on the bird. You're going to take your floss threader. You're going to put it through the back of the transmitter. You're going to align this so it's straight up and down. You're going to take the side that matches up with this side of the transmitter, and we're going to pull it through. I'm going to put the floss threader through the other side. There's actually two things you could do here. One, so after you pass this through, you could put a single crimp. So this is a crimp size number 4. They're the Beadalon crimps. Don't use the other crimps because they don't really hold very well. You can also use a size 3. The size 4 seem to work well for this. You could either have a single crimp on this side. Alternatively, you can do this. You install a crimp on this right before it goes through the transmitter. And so the advantage to doing this is they don't fall off. So you can get them on here, put it back in your banding kit. It also will grab both sides of the ribbon, and I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. So we're going to pass this through here, and you can see how that crimp is right on there. We're going to grab this and put it through. Of course, did I do the wrong side? No, I did. All right, watch which side you put it in, because I put it in the wrong side right there. So we're going to go back through here again. Put it through. I'm going to do the same thing with this, get another crimp. And we're going to go ahead and pass this through the other one. One thing, when I'm going back through here, again, one thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up that other bead. So I'm gonna go through here, grab this other bead that I just put on the other side. I'm gonna work this right up here and put this through. So when I pass this through, it's going to go through both of those. Okay. And then lastly, I'm just going to go ahead and put the tag end that I just put through back through the last bead. And so get this tag end. Pass it through here. All right, so now what we have is we have the transmitter that has both tag ends sticking through the crimps. I'm gonna lay this flat so you can see. You have that, you have this going through from the front of the transmitter. So now all you need to do is you can adjust this by pulling this out to give you a bit more length. I didn't mention, but I already had both sides of this are already pre-measured to be the exact length. So because of that, you know, you're going to put this on kind of like this. You're going to separate these out so that the breastplate is even. This will go right over the owl. This will go over the head. This will go around the bottom part there. Once you get this on, you're going to pull this tag and this tag, and you're going to get it just taut enough that it's on the owl pretty you know, snugly, but not too tight. You're going to have whoever else is holding the owl, you're going to have you know, the owl on its back. You're going to adjust this up so that the keel of the owl, you know, is going to go from about up here to about down there. And so this will be, you know, about a finger in or a little bit less from each side of the keel. Okay. Once that's done, you're going to turn the owl back over again, readjust these. Once it's on pretty good, you can use forceps here. What you're going to do is these crimps are going to go right to the edge here. And using, this is just a Beadalon crimper, you're going to actually just reach in here and you're going to grab these and you're going to crimp it once, and that's going to hold it tight. You're going to do both of it the same way. One of the things you're going to do before you do that is make sure that both of these tag ends are the same length, because if they're the same length from where they're crimped to here, then that means the rest of the harness is exactly the right length. So the first crimp is going to basically, I'm not going to actually crimp this, but the first crimp is going to hold it just tight enough that you can move it a little bit. And then you're going to go back in using the back crimp, the one that has the little notch, and you're going to crimp it again. And that's going to make a little notch in there. And then for the final crimp, you're going to go into the front and put it so that the little indentations in the middle, using the front, and you're going to squish it together. So then it will tighten that up, and there'll be a little crimp on either side of the back of the transmitter like that, and you'll be done. You're going to adjust, you know, just make sure the fit is good. The last thing I like to do before I let the owl go is take a little bit of string, and you're going to pass a needle right through here. I'll get some thinner sheet so you can see. I'm going to pass a needle through here and tie a knot, a couple knots there, you know, kind of going through and going around, and that way you can even put a dab of super glue, tiny dab of super glue. You don't want it going through this, right there, but a good knot's sufficient. You kind of go right through that, make knot that, same thing here. And what that does is it keeps this from sliding. It shouldn't slide. A lot of people do this even for larger raptors and they don't really move around much. However, I like to add a bit of security that you know for a fact that it's going to stay exactly where you put these. And you know, double check that, especially this top one, is a good finger width down from the top of the keel. So you don't want that thing riding up into where the crop area is. So double check that, and once you do that, the bird should be good to go. Cut off the excess and put a tiny dab of super glue on the cut part of the Spectra ribbon. That keeps it from fraying. And a tiny bit of baking powder or a tiny bit of spit on your finger will make it harden instantly. And that's all you need to do.